Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm back today, and I decided to actually write down some talking points for this video. But really quickly, in cases of the world, I finished my house. It's got a roof now. Uh, I kind of have like this like second story area that I'm like not really sure what to do with yet, but it's pretty cool up here. Um, so I imagine I'll do something with it at some point. But I finished the house, and then I caught this wandering trader, and I traded with him to get a cherry sapling, which is really cool. And I also did some mining. I've got some iron armor now, and I also had an incident with a skeleton, and I was dead for a little bit, but I really like this world, so I figured, why give it up? Just I know it kind of defeats the purpose of a hardcore world, but like I felt like it was a reasonable excuse. Uh, it's a really nice world. It's a really nice area too. I really like this area with all the oaks and the plains, and I really like the jungle in the background. And there's a village right over there too, and there's a ruined portal right there. And this is just a great. I think it's just a great world. Eventually, I think I might just turn it to survival though, since I've already died once. I think it would be just better to do that. But I really like this world and it's really cool. Um, so I hope you guys are doing great. I made a little bit of a try to plan this video out a little bit more so it's not as ranty as they have been. I have been playing a little bit before I started recording. You can see my what a deal trade for my cherry sapling. In this video, we're going to be working on making villager hall. I don't really know what I'm doing. I've beaten Minecraft on like um, servers with my friends. Been on like an SMP for my school. Um, and we've beaten the game there. I've been on an SMP actually with some friends on the internet once. That was a while ago, though. It wasn't on this channel, it was on a different channel. I've let that channel to rest, and uh, it's my personal email too, so I figured, I didn't want to be posting on there. And I've just been, and all those videos have been taken down too. So, I mean, you won't find them anywhere. Um, Actually, you probably wouldn't even be able to tell it's me. I think I was not past puberty at that point. But it's really fun. So today's video, I wanted to talk about what makes somebody great. And I feel like, or I guess, what is greatness? You can describe greatness in a lot of things, and I feel like it's just something uh, really cool to think and talk about. Um, And so I decided I'd start off with a nice little bit of you know, who do you think is the GOAT? Michael Jordan or LeBron? Now, just a little precursor. I'm not an NBA fan. I actually think I've watched about two basketball games in my entire life. So don't come after me if I say something too crazy. Um, But people have always like compared like who's the GOAT, who's the greatest, and I've never understood. Sport I grew up watching was football, and the undisputed GOAT was Brady. It was Brady or nobody. I couldn't name one player at the time that was better than Tom Brady. You know, everybody knew Tom Brady. Tom Brady was the best. He was the best at football. Everybody, when you grew up, you wanted to have a career like Tom Brady. When I played on my Xbox 360, Madden 17, if I'd recreate the Super Bowl uh, playing as Tom Brady and the Patriots. Now, I'm not a Patriots fan. I'm actually a Denver Broncos fan. That's a really long story on why I like such an awful team. Even this year, even though they're the one seed in the AFC, they still really, really suck. Um, no offense to any fellow fans out there, but really they're gonna get packed, and it's unfortunate. But I'm glad that we saw some success for the first time in a long, long time. But I wanted to talk, what is greatness? You know, and I think, in my opinion, greatness is a idea of, you know, um, success versus impact, Uh, I think the best way to put it is, you know, Michael Jordan, a lot of people, Michael Jordan is the GOAT of basketball, apparently. Some people say, he's got the most MVPs, the most finals championships, the most rings in the entire NBA. And but then, there's some people arguing, LeBron is the GOAT. I think he's the oldest player to ever play. I think, LeBron is the GOAT. LeBron is the best. And it's kind of weird to think about that, why would people root for LeBron over Michael Jordan? Michael Jordan obviously has, the stats to be the greatest, most finals MVPs, most final wins, most championship rings, on a I ideal level, Michael Jordan is the undisputed GOAT. But I think that the reason people think of LeBron so highly is because of his influence. Kids that were born in, 2005 didn't get the chance to watch Michael Jordan play. So LeBron has been their GOAT. LeBron has been around, the Lakers. The Lakers were a great team for a while, pretty sure. I think, the idea of greatness is like pretty vast. Um, there's a whole lot of, air in the room for that. And I think it's hard to label, any one thing or person as, truly incredible or great. I think being great is an accomplishment that any human can reach. Greatness isn't reserved. I think, I think, military veterans are great people. I think they've done something great. They've achieved, greatness. They've seen terrible things and they acted, and, maybe it wasn't by choice, maybe it wasn't willingly, but, they did that. They accomplished something with that purpose. And I think that itself is respectable and it's great, you know. Okay, but yeah. So I tried coming up with the topic for this one. Uh, I tried to talk about something a bit different, but I think I'll try, some different stuff in the future. Um, you know, if you guys want to leave comments too with suggestions, uh, that would be, awesome. I'd appreciate it. I definitely think that would be pretty helpful for me. Okay. I think so. That's our villager breeder. So I think we'll slowly. I like the idea of like an open population trading hall. Like I don't want to confine them. I don't want the the mongrel, you know, cages or whatever that other people use. I want them to, live their life normally. Eventually I'll do that. I'll light up this entire village and do this, but I think right now I need to focus on farming and getting enough stuff to make a farm for to breed these villagers. Whoa. But yeah, I think great people can be defined by great things. Um, I think sometimes morality clouds our intentions of, what made a person great. Maybe a person stands for a view that you oppose, but you can still think they're a great person. Maybe, there's this guy and maybe he said some really mean things to you. Maybe he's shaking you up for your lunch money, but then, he saves a little girl from, getting hit by a bus. Would you go out of your way to say that that isn't a great person? I doubt it. You know, maybe he's a mean person, but he did a great thing. He saved that little girl. I think greatness can be defined by accomplishments, morality, stature. You know, greatness is an open-doored concept, I feel, and it can be rooted in many things and many accomplishments that people have. And I think greatness can be pursued. I think greatness can be achieved. I think greatness can be earned. I think greatness is a very open concept, and I think it is a incredible thing to be regarded as great. But sometimes uh, the world may hate you. The world hates a lot of people, and some people don't have what it takes to persevere through that. But I think if you're truly a great person, you'll do what it takes to be the greatest. I think I'm gonna let this guy go, low key. I got my cherry sapling from him, my cherry blossom from him, so I think I'm gonna free him. But yeah, I think that's a good idea of, greatness. I think greatness is, you know, a awesome thing that a lot of people can achieve if they want to be great. I hope this video was, I don't know, this one felt kind of weird. Maybe I'll stick to less looming topics. Um, I try to I'll try to focus on good things too, not all bad things. Uh, but I hope you guys like this one. Feel free to leave a comment or two. Maybe on topic suggestions or stuff like that. I know this is a pretty, I guess, niche subgenre of content, but I hope those of you that do like it. I hope you have really enjoyed this so far, and I hope you stick around for what is to come because I'm gonna try and stick to pretty good uploading timing, I think. But you never know. You never know. Dang, he disappeared that fast. Um, all right, I hope you guys like this video. Look out for the next one. I'll probably upload it in the next couple days or so. Uh, Thank you guys for watching. See ya.